This is Curious Brain Thoughts.
All right, Lou.
All right, Paul.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Marvellous.
Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Splendid.
Yeah.
Actually, I was talking to someone from the West Country this morning.
Were you?
Ah.
Was that Dad?
No, Dad. No,
Dad, no.
Some bloke I never met called Al.
Right.
He didn't talk like that, though.
No. Right, okay.
He was from Manchester.
Manchester. Top one, nice one. Sorted.
Nice one.
Apologies to all for the shite accents.
You're welcome. Actually,
We're offending people up and down the land.
I think it's fine. And you never know, we may have an accent expert on the show today.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
They'll be arriving any minute.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
No, it's super exciting.
Oh, that is great.
I'm well keen.
Same.
Yeah. Do you know, the one I find really tricky is Geordie, and they have a banging Geordie accent.
Oh, good. Well, let's hope they arrive soon then.
Yeah.
Because we built it up. Oh.
Hello. Oh, it's Alex. Come on in.
Why, aye, man.
Banging. Do you know what I mean, guys?
Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh, he
Nice
nailed
top
it.
draw.
Apparently, he's going to do the whole episode with a Geordie accent.
Serious?
Apparently he isn't.
Who said that? Oh, well, fine, whatever. You lose. So how you doing? Happy Thursday. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, splendid. I'm so
Good.
pleased you came back.
Yeah, well, you are paying me, aren't you? That was the
Yes, with
that was the deal, wasn't
with
it?
our undying esteem and regard.
Oh yeah, that was it.
That's
From
the
a
payment.
distance.
So we're going to really appreciate you from all the way over there.
Yeah.
And that's your payment.
Okay, well, I appreciate that payment.
You're welcome. Oh my goodness me. So what you been up to this week?
That's a good question. What have I been up to this week? Not a lot. Bit of walking, making the most of this beautiful spring weather. Clocks have gone forward. Knocked me out a
Amazing.
little bit.
Yeah.
I'm about an hour out.
You've had your clocks out.
My clocks are out by about an hour. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite a long time.
Bit drafty.
Yeah. Indeed.
Well, yeah, anyway. No, I was just about to...
No.
And we'll leave that. I'm backing away.
I would.
So far, it's not an E episode.
Yes, it is.
Is it?
I said shite earlier.
Oh. Oh, well, that doesn't really count.
Shit.
That does.
Shit and shite.
No, it's an E. You're welcome. So basically, the association is when we do an episode with Alex, they're all E's.
Everyone swears. E's
Yeah.
are good. E's are good.
Oh.
Ebony's are good.
There you go. There you go. He's going to start singing too in a minute.
Yeah,
Oi,
no,
oi.
no,
Oi, oi. We love to see it.
Savoy. We do. So amazing.
Right.
Now, I guess, all right, we done enough chit chat, have we?
Well, I was just wondering if anyone has a teopic fronto mind. Maybe not. And if not, that's fine.
Yeah, okay. How about this then? I wonder, because you know that keypad? I've always wondered what this keypad on the side of the RTG. I've always wondered what
I didn't even know there was a keypad.
Yeah, you have to sort of round the side.
Which side?
Well, the other side to the one that you were at, obviously. And when you look round the side,
Right.
it's a bit odd though, because it seems to only have like 2 digits at the moment that seem to work.
Yeah, and all the numbers are worn off.
Yeah,
If they were numbers, they might have been letters
it's true.
Or symbols.
or symbols.
So why don't we try punching a number in and see what happens?
Okay.
Yeah, go for
Yeah.
it.
Okay. What? You want me to do it now?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, I'm going to need to go and
No,
start it.
There's
first.
no time like the present.
Okay, fine.
I thought you warmed it up.
No. Well.
Look at him spluttering, Alex. He's on the back foot here.
Yeah, I'm on the back foot.
I
mean,
thought you put
jeez.
the solar panel in to warm it up. I thought that was the
Well,
new
the solar
ecological
panel-
aspect.
Yeah, it doesn't warm it up though, does it?
Doesn't
That's
it?
the sun that warms it up.
Well, the sun warms the solar panel that warms up the RTG, though, doesn't it?
So warm. Oh well, I never thought of the RCG needing to be warm.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it's got to be warm to start the engine, surely.
Ah, well, it's got an right. Good.
Yeah. It's
Yes.
like a glow plug. Spark
Right.
plug.
Okay, I see. Now I'm with you. Now I can relate.
Yeah.
The fact that the solar panel is basically a giant glow plug.
It is.
Or
Yeah.
there's one glow plug
Yeah.
being powered by the solar panel.
That's right. Imagine what you could do with 2 solar panels.
I don't want to. I think it's dangerous. I'm not going there. Right. Instead, I'm going to just mash the button. And we've got to figure out, actually, before I do mash, who's putting the number in the keypad?
Well, surely it's Alex. He's round
Alex.
outside.
What? Right. Oh, as you're round there then,
Yeah.
just let me know. What number are you putting in?
Well, should we put in my secure banking PIN code?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Your 2-digit PIN code.
Yeah, my 2-digit PIN code.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Ready?
So, yeah.
1,
Yeah.
2.
Right. Okay. That's
3, 4.
no. That's brilliant. Okay. I tell you what. You do that, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay. Great.
Random theme generator. Random theme generator.
This is a bit of a curveball.
Is it?
It is.
Mm.
What is it? What is it?
Well, all right. Calm down. So aggressive.
I know. I know.
I know. So, are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Camping.
Ooh.
Camper than a row of tents.
Mm.
I don't think it's that camping.
Mm.
Was that being camping? I'm going camping. Is that no? That could be the thing.
Well, let's find out what the dictionary definition of camping is. I don't think it's to be camp.
No. So
Could
here
be
we go.
one of them.
Might be.
Camping, the activity of spending a holiday living in a tent. I think that's very narrow, isn't it?
Unless it's a bell tent, and then it could be quite wide.
Or camp.
Oh,
Live for a time in a tent, especially while on holiday. Or it could be lodge temporarily somewhere. Especially in an inappropriate or uncomfortable place. We camp. So here,
that turd was lodged. I couldn't move it.
so we camped out for the night in a schoolroom or in a village hall or whatever.
Mm. Doesn't sound like you enjoyed
The other one is to remain persistently in one place. The press will be camping on your doorstep once they get hold of that story.
Oh, stop it.
Stop. And it's got a Latin root, right?
Buongiorno.
Through Italian, campo, French, champ, and then camp. We drop the H, camp. Right?
Mm.
So
Nice.
there we go.
Okay, great. What's
There is a second definition.
we're
sorry.
about to move on.
He camped it up for the cameras. So to perform a role or scene, etc., in an extravagantly flamboyant or theatrical way.
Oh, stop it.
So extravagantly flamboyant or theatrical is that kind of camp.
That's actually how I would, having now met Alex, that's basically how I describe him.
I get that all the time.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Morning, noon, and night. It's boring now.
Well, the thing that sort of put me on to that, I kind of ignored it initially. It was the feather boa. I just like...
You don't like it?
No, I love it. It was just a random accessory. You know, I wasn't sure how it went with lederhosen.
I rarely leave the house without the boa. It's just part of me.
It's just part of you.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Stop it. You are a card.
So camping.
Yeah, so, well, actually growing up, we did a lot of camping, well, caravanning. It's kind of camping.
Well, you go to a campsite, don't you?
You go to a campsite, right?
Yeah.
So we're basically kind of like a national authority on the topic. So I'm really interested to hear a little bit about Alex's experience of camping.
Limited.
Oh,
But there is some experience,
okay. Pray tell.
which is friends and I camp yearly at
Butlins.
No, haven't reached those dizzy heights yet, but you never know. No, we go to Silverstone to watch the Grand Prix. And we stay in a tent.
Nice.
And I have little to do with the tent or any of the accoutrements. I just arrive.
And it's already erect.
Amazing.
Well, no, I have to help out with erection.
Right.
I do have to help out with that.
Just to firm it up a bit.
The
Just to firm up
erection
a bit.
section.
Yeah. Just to... yeah, let's not go there. But I do help with erection.
Does that
Yeah.
make, like fluffing it, kind of.
Yeah. Doesn't take long.
It's the feather boa.
It is.
It's right tickly.
So, yeah.
So you
that's,
camp once a year at Silverstone. How many nights?
well, we started off at 1, 2, and as we got older, it ended up being 3 or 4. So we go longer.
Because it took you
You
that
go-
long to get off the ground so that you could pack the tent up.
We decided that we kind of enjoyed it, so we thought we'd make it last a little bit longer. I must say, we haven't done it in recent years. This is going back probably pre-COVID for about 10 years or so.
Right.
So it's like an annual thing.
Lovely.
Yeah, and we progressed from a field with no facilities whatsoever to a golf club, kind of golf course with showers and...
Did they know that you were camping?
No, I mean, to be honest...
You're on the
golf-
fairway.
The golfers did get a little bit annoyed, but
A bit salty.
yeah.
A bit aggy.
Well,
Oh, is that hail? No, it's another golf ball.
we pitched literally on the green.
Yeah, well, it's the flattest bit.
It was a good target for the golfers teeing off.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah. But no, so that's my limited experience of camping, and I would say that there is nothing more cosy than staying under canvas on a rainy or stormy day. I love that.
I know what you mean. I do like it when you're all nice and tucked up in your tent and it is raining outside and you're just kind of feeling a little bit smug. Oh, that's nice in here.
I've beaten the elements.
I've beaten the elements until your tent blows down.
Yeah, as long as the rain stays outside of the tent.
Yeah, it's less fun when it comes inside.
Yeah.
Way less.
Way less.
A few years ago, we were camping with some friends in Cornwall, and
I've just got this image of you going, stop it, camping in Cornwall.
they've got a camper van, and Felix and I, my son, we were in a tent.
That means
And
the
we
fun
looked-
was intense.
Exactly that. And we looked at the weather forecast. We were like, we are leaving here today because tomorrow the winds are very, very strong. And so we left our holiday a day early and we went into somewhere and had a look round and bought some ice cream and this, that. Then we took our time. We had, we had some supper and then we went home. We were just a day early. And the next day on the news, we felt so smug because everybody's tents had just literally blown away. It was so, so windy. So we were down on the Lizard in Cornwall.
Wow.
And, that was... So after I got divorced, like probably everybody who's been divorced, you then don't have any money or any things. So you're like, I've got no money and no things. What shall I do? I know, I'll go
outside.
camping. So we went camping with friends for a few years, and it was such great fun because they're really, really top drawer campers. They've got all of the equipment, and the thing about camping is when you take your children, it's the same as being at home, except everything's bloody hard work and takes twice as long, a lot harder. So we shared it out between us, and the kids all played together, and we, our camping pitches were next door to each other, and we had such a lovely time. We just went to the beach, so it was a really beautiful, even if it rained, it didn't matter, really beautiful, relatively inexpensive holiday. But post-COVID, there were so many people who had camping equipment who had never been camping before.
Yeah.
And So we were a bit like, sat round our campfire going,
Bit snobbery.
bit judgmental, if I'm going to be honest.
Mm.
But yeah, it's you just live in a field for a week or two. For me, that's really, really nice. But you do need a shed load of gear, don't you? A lot of kit. So there's an entry level cost, which is quite high. We
Yeah.
didn't do all the kitcheny stuff because our friends had it. And then we went with some different friends another year who didn't have all the kitchen stuff. We just got takeaways, fish and chips and etc.
Etc. Other takeaways are available.
So, and we went when we were kids in the caravan.
Yeah, Dad built our caravan. So we used that for probably 16, 17 years. Something like that. Dad built it out of Notton. A
Wow.
towing caravan.
Wow.
Been in a collision, hadn't it?
Yeah, rolled over. So there was basically nothing apart from the chassis. And he made it all from there, which was pretty impressive. And that served us for many, many years. And those were our main holidays. So we would go away for, say, 3 weeks. And they were the main holidays that we had. And I have really fond memories of lots of those, staying in loads of different farms. Typically, we would stay in a field that had running water. And if we were lucky, it'd be a dairy farm. And you could go to the farmer in the morning and you could get jugs straight out of the vat. It's just like, that stuff was wicked. I used to love that, dodging around. We did that for, well, about 16, 17 years.
Well, our whole childhood was,
Yeah.
that was our holiday every single year, going camping somewhere in the UK. And it was, looking back on it now, as a parent and as an adult, I go, wow, that was hardcore.
Yeah, hard work.
Really hard work, especially for Mum, because she did the bulk of the childcare, all of the cooking, all of the, oh dear, you can't get to sleep. All of that was Mum.
Yeah.
And so it was, she must have been ruined after 3 weeks with us lot. Jesus wept. I remember one year.
That
it was
might explain
before-
why she was really pissed during the day when we went back to school.
Oh, get a school bus, I can't drive you. But before you were born, we were down in Kent in the caravan and we all got chicken pox.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Oh my God. Poor Mum. Awful.
What was that with Burn as well?
Yeah.
Gosh.
So you got 3 little kids.
So it was maybe 20 years then it had been used, maybe longer.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Because when Dad was repairing it, I was really little. I was about 3, 4. And
So we're talking 70, 80 years ago.
Exactly that. And they rented a barn on a farm down in Somerset.
Oh, wow.
And we used to go down. Dad would spend all weekend in this barn. It must have been freezing in the winter.
He used to
repairing
break
this
the ice
caravan.
to wash his hands.
Wow.
It's hardcore. And
might
but
go
my
far.
abiding memory is being chased by some geese on this farm. And my mum said she was in the barn with Dad, and she just saw that my little legs go, da-da-da-da-da, and then this flock of geese come racing after me. And the geese, when they're up with their wings out, that's about the size of a 3-year-old kid. It's frigging petrified. But farmer said he had them in place of a guard dog.
And they did well.
Guard geese.
So yeah, it's deeply in our family, but it's interesting that none of us kids now, on a regular basis, go camping.
Yes, not on a regular basis. So our brother, Bern, did for quite a while until one of his children was born who's chronically unwell. So they did it for a few years anyway, and then it became just a bit too much. And the kids have gotten older. So that's, the dynamic has shifted.
Yeah.
I've still got a small trailer where I've got quite a big tent, a 7-berth tent or something, which is ideal for my family of 5, plus a dog and all that accoutrement. However, we've not been camping since That's also definitely before COVID.
Mm.
I don't think the dog was very old, so it would probably be 4 or 5 years. Yeah, it's a shame. I do love it. It is a lot of work, though.
Mm.
Yeah, that's why I'm lucky, because I go camping and do very
Sweet
little.
FA.
Yeah, pretty little.
Yeah. Remind
do
me
enjoy
not
it.
to go camping with you.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not much of a camping asset.
But are you a camping liability?
I'm definitely a camping.
Are you?
My responsibility goes as far as washing up. I'm good at that.
Okay.
Yeah, I can boil water.
That is valuable, actually, the
I-
washing up.
You know, I can put fairy liquid in a bowl.
Mm.
So yeah, it's not all. It's not all
It's not all
hopeless. No,
You're not just sitting there drinking beer or wine.
no. Well,
You are doing that, but you're not just doing that.
yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at the stack of washing up as well as drinking beer.
I think the thing is, I'm not trusted with the cooking. You know,
Right,
I struggle with proper kitchen equipment, let alone a camping gas
right.
Right.
outfit.
When you say you struggle,
Hmm.
what do you mean?
Struggle with the motivation to actually do it.
Right. So you could do it, you just choose not to.
Correct.
Your camping friends will be like, bloody hell.
Oh, they're used to it. Yeah.
They already know what they're getting.
They know what
It's
they're in
pretty shit.
for. Yeah.
And they know what they're getting. Because obviously you bring other things to the party,
Yeah, I do.
like your scintillating personality
No, I just bring my iPhone.
and ChatGPT.
Yeah, just play some music.
Talk to that. I was thinking about how one of the things I like with camping, especially when there isn't anything else to do, and by that I mean you haven't got Wi-Fi, you might not even have electricity or whatever else.
Mm.
You end up sitting up, chatting and laughing and giggling, maybe inappropriately loudly or whatever. And I remember I went camping many years ago. Gosh, that's probably 13 years ago with my best man and my eldest. And we had this tiny tent. We were super ill prepared because we just did it lastminute.com. That's the only time that I've cooked breakfast with my fingers. Funnily enough, I'm not keen to...
You fried an egg with your fingers.
Well, how did we do the eggs? I'm trying to remember. Certainly turning the bacon and the sausages was quite spicy.
So you didn't have any cutlery?
No, I don't think we did. No, we didn't even have a cup. We left in a rush, okay?
Fine.
Getting away from the police. And so we got to this campsite where there was no lecky and all the rest of it, and it was brilliant. And Samuel was having a great time. And at the time we'd gone in my car, which was just a saloon. It wasn't a what they called an estate. It was just a saloon car. So this tent was absolutely tiny. You have to take it in turns to get in. So we're literally having to put the stuff in the car because, like, your sleeping bag would fit in the tent. 3 of them. It's meant to be a 4-man. Thank goodness we took Samuel when he wasn't 6'4", because you could barely fit 2 adults and 1 little one. And in the evening, it's absolutely pitch black. We just sat there, like, looking at the sky and admiring the satellites or whatever, and all the space junk. Having a few sherbets. And then, you know, it gets to, I don't know, 10 or 11, and we're like, well, might as well turn in now, because then you're up at, I don't know, 6.
Yeah, because a tent is, well, if you 3 are in it, full of farts and quite
Rude.
warm once the sun hits it.
Yes.
That turfs you out the canvas, doesn't it?
They do, and there's no. Yeah, you've got to have an eye mask.
Turf one out in your canvas.
You've got to have an eye mask.
You've got to have an eye mask. Well, you can't. Otherwise, you wake up at 4:30 or something.
Stop. I need an eye mask, guys. Oh,
And-
my God.
And earplugs.
And earplugs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. And a nose peg.
One comedy story I have from one of our weekends camping at Silverstone was my friend. We'd begin commenting. We were on the fringes of the canvas next to the motorhome fraternity.
Oh, yeah.
and they had these massive.
The look you gave me as you said the motorhome fraternity.
Well, it was pure envy because they were all watching, big plasma televisions, and they had stereos and big gas barbecues. They were really showing off. But this one guy next to us had this, we call it a Jenny, portable diesel generator. And he decided that he'd put it right next to our tent.
Did it sound like this?
Almost exactly. Yeah.
I can see the trauma in your eyes.
Yeah.
How restful.
I had a flashback then. So we were discussing the merits of said Jenny, and one evening we were indulging in a nice glass of red. And there were three of us. One of the three just got up without saying so much as a word, walked across to the generator, turned it off, unplugged it from the RV, walked about 100 yards and just dropped it, and then walked back and sat down. And then we waited for the fallout.
Amazing.
And it was quite spectacular.
Pray tell.
Said RV owner wasn't very happy that he couldn't watch the rest of EastEnders.
Right.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And so he was quite displeased at my friend walking off with his Jenny.
Right.
And an argument ensued. However, we did win out because the Jenny was plugged in, but on the other side of the RV, so it wasn't quite as loud. So, but that was an interesting,
Yes.
because up until that point, camping's always been very communal and very friendly. If you've forgotten your spatula, there's always someone with a spatula. So
Yes. Nothing worse than leaving a spatula at home.
But I've never understood why you would go to a field and be in nature and have the sky there and all of, be able to have a fire and all of the things. And then you sit and watch the telly.
Indoors
I've
and
never
watch-
understood that.
and watch EastEnders. I know. Yeah.
But
Maybe part of that is the novelty. I mean, it's a bit different being at Silverstone because you're not quite there for the nature.
that's almost your festival camping, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, it was lights out, so to speak, at 11 o'clock. And it was wardened. People would come
Was
around.
it?
Yeah. Ironically, on quad bikes, it was really noisy.
Can you put your light on to go, what the bloody hell's that?
Yeah. Someone would come along on this really noisy quad bike to make sure everyone's being quiet. So, yeah.
That works well.
That was ironic.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
It's a free ride, Paul.
We've already paid.
It's good advice.
You just couldn't take.
Yeah.
Who would have thought it figures?
Who would have?
Well, Alice.
Good
And
old
the quad
Alice.
bike driver.
I think camping is a Marmite thing. You either really enjoy it and you're really into it.
Or you have it on crumpets.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah. Because people who love it, they don't need very much equipment. They, we're not talking Raymeres. We're not saying make a shelter out of leaves and twigs, but they don't need all the amenities. I do require a fully functioning shower, a toilet, and certain other amenities.
Like a bar.
See, I don't want any of that. I don't want any of your.
I love being in nature and comfortable.
Yeah. Oh, that's glamping, isn't it? That's the new thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can glamp.
Yes.
I want to glamp at Glastonbury, but
Yeah, I'd love to do that.
I'd have to sell a kidney.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
expensive.
just let me know when you've done it. I'll be there. I'll be your tent buddy with 2 kidneys.
But there's a thing about, so my daughter went to Reading Festival a few years ago, and I don't think she took part in this ritual, but you don't take your tent home anymore.
No.
You either burn it or just leave it there.
Right.
I've absolutely no idea how
Mental.
that became a thing. But it's a thing, isn't it? Festivals, they
Yeah.
just leave and burn their tents.
Yeah, a field full of tents.
It is
What
crazy.
is the point in that? I do not know.
I saw something where they went round and slashed all the tents. So the tents that hadn't been burned were just perfectly good tents. And they went round and slashed them for I think the company, there was a company that sold these festival tents, and they said, bring it back to us and we'll give you some money back for it. Or there was something like that. And so to prevent loads of abandoned tents being gathered up by somebody and taken back. They all got slashed. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. It's take your tent home. How difficult is it?
Yeah,
you
you'd think so, wouldn't
took
you?
it there, take it bloody home again.
Probably because they're too inebriated. Just broken.
See, festival camping it's just never appealed to me. It's just my worst kind of camping. No, thank you. I need to be able to light a fire if I'm going to go camping. I will not go to a campsite where we can't have a fire.
Okay.
Je refuse. That's French.
Actually, have I done...
Is that French for I rubbish?
Oi, rubbish.
Oi, rubbish I am. Oi, rubbish.
I do think camping, though, is a lot of fun, and it would be great if there was a way of it not being quite so much effort. Like packing the car, that is like a mission impossible because you've got to try and get everything in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I mean, it's a huge amount of work, and it's kind of exciting on the way there. And then if you're only there for, say, 2 or 3 nights, you're like, I'm actually now going to spend 4 hours packing up.
And you can't pack away a damp tent. Well, you can, but then you have to get it back out again when you get home.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been told this. I don't know. I haven't got a tent, but
Fine.
you
It's true, though.
know.
It is true.
And there's something about being outside, the novelty of being outside and, simply like, I don't know, having some nice little fairy lights
Yeah.
or something that makes it look nice. And then you've got the upper level of, I can sit and watch TV in the middle of nowhere. There is that novelty factor of being able to do something. And maybe that's because, it's not a novelty in your house because you've got electricity and some people have TVs and so on. Whereas when you're in the middle of a field, that's kind of a scarcity and there is that novelty factor to it. I do love the look of a giant RV though. I don't know if that would be considered camping, to be honest.
No, well, not by the definition that you read out earlier.
No, it's under canvas.
So we've got a massive awning.
You're motorhoming, aren't you, then? You're campervanning, then.
Oh, well, yeah, it's still related, isn't it?
But there are people who live all the time in vans. And so where I live, there's some commons and you're allowed to park there for a night or 2. You can't park there for a long time, but people just live this nomadic existence. I don't know what... I mean, maybe they're digitally nomadic and they can just do their work from wherever they are. And they just travel around and in their camper van and do whatever they want to do.
I met someone recently who, him and his wife, are selling their house, have sold their house. They are buying a camper van, and them and their dog, and they are just going to go travelling all around the UK and Europe and work
Amazing.
as digital natives. Nomads.
Nomads.
Not natives. Because won't be native to anywhere. So they're super excited about that. And I've met a few people actually who are digital nomads. Someone, I know it's not camping, I just find it really interesting that it's so easy to do. This lovely person called Amy was, first time I met her, she was in Bali or something, and she'd just been in Japan. And then the second time I met her, she was in the UK, coming back to visit family or something. And then the next time I met her, she was in Poland. Not with Roland. She was there with someone else. And yeah, just like she's running a business. Quite a successful business, and she's just all over the place travelling around. So why not do that whilst camping?
Have you ever read the book The Salt Path?
No.
It's a good one.
No, I've not read it. Who's it by?
It's by an author called Raina Wynn, and she wrote The Salt Path, which is basically the story of her and her husband. I won't go into too much depth because it will ruin the plot.
Oh, it's a recent film, is it not?
Oh, I don't know, is it?
I believe so.
I'd definitely watch it. But it's a story about their journey on the southwest coast path. Ordinarily, I think you go from Dorset and you walk the coast path and you end up in Somerset.
Right.
But rarely did anyone do it the other way round.
Mm-hmm.
So they took their tent, backpacks, and they walked from Somerset round to Dorset.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did some other walks. I think they went to Iceland for another walk. and maybe the Pennines for another one. But she's written a series of books.
Yes,
diary.
she has. And funnily enough, I've just looked it up and I've realised that I don't know if it was that book or another Rain of Wind book I got given for my birthday, but I haven't read it yet. And it is a film with Gillian Anderson in.
Ah.
And yes, it's their south... The what path was it that they
I
the
think
salty path they were on?
No, I think it's called the Southwest Coast Path.
So it was that. It's the story of that one.
Because they said that they thought when they went on the walk, they deliberately did it backwards.
We've gone wrong here.
But they were told, or they thought, or something, that it was around, and I might be wrong with these numbers, 400 odd miles, but it's not, and it was 600 and something.
Wow.
Yeah, and they did no preparation whatsoever. They just,
Wicked.
through personal circumstance, as I say, I won't ruin this plot, they walked and carried on walking.
Amazing.
Wow.
Modern day Forrest Gumps.
Love that.
That's when I finish the book I'm currently reading, I'll start that one. That's really interesting. So camping out of sheer necessity.
Yes.
Rather than from as a leisure.
Not through choice. They had nothing in life other than their backpacks and their tents.
And it's interesting because there was a series on the BBC about being in prison, and they'd done one in a male prison and one in a female prison, and I saw the one in the female prison, and the bird who played Doctor Who, I can't remember her name, she was in it as one of the roles, and she made a series of choices. You know, she was falling through the net, basically, and she made a series of choices. Bottom line, she leaves prison. What do they give her? You guessed it, a tent. There's nowhere for her to go. There's no hostel. There's no B&B. There's nothing. There you go, love, have a tent. So that's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah, I think it's more common
live in
than
tents.
we realise.
I agree.
And the big common land near me. There's a time I saw consistently for probably about 2 months someone up there, and they had their tent strategically positioned so that you couldn't see it from the road, and it wasn't majorly off the beaten track. It was just enough that they could probably get away with it for a while, and they did, and they were homeless, and it's fascinating actually. So sometimes it's a leisure pursuit, sometimes you're protesting, like the peace women who lived up on the Greenham Common, and sometimes it's out of sheer necessity because you haven't got any other choice. And thankfully that's not been our experience.
Thank God.
Our experience has been, it's a lot of fun, which is nice.
Which is
do you know what, I might go and pack the car and put a tent in it.
I've got a burning desire to go out and buy a pack of playing cards and a box of matches.
Oh, I love that. What, set fire to them?
No, no, not necessarily.
Just torch them and go, it reminds me of camping.
Indeed, yeah.
Well, don't forget your spatula. Right.
True, and I'm sure Alex will have a spare one.
Yeah, sounds like he's got a whole load of them.
Yeah, just has them in his pocket. That's the only thing he's got. That and his clocks.
And all of the money he took out of the bank.
Well, you could burn that.
Already have.
Bought a tent, never use it.
And some matches.
Well, this has been rather lovely.
Indeed.
And I actually, sad, because it also concludes the mini-series with the lovely Alex.
Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Alex.
It's been
really
so great.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's been so much fun, and we're really grateful that you kept coming back as well.
Knocking on the door.
Yeah, you could have just buggered off.
I would point out you locked me in.
Right, okay. Hashtag awkward.
Hashtag suspicious.
Whatever. Look, the thing is, when you have to go, as you open that door on the side of the round theme generator, and sometimes to what's it called? You know, when you have to tickle your mower. What's that called?
Oh, we knew fettling. You fettle your...
What are you on about?
Something. Yeah.
Yes. Priming it.
Yeah.
So you have to get round that side bit and prime it. Now, I think what happened is in fairness, the wind blew, which shut the door behind you. I didn't know.
No. I mean, I did try and escape quite a few times.
Well, it just jams though.
It does.
Maybe you Weetabix or something. And if you brought a tent, you would have been fine.
Yeah, true.
So, lesson learned.
Lesson learned.
Lesson learned. Well, this has been so much fun. And thank you again for joining us. It's been great.
It's been my pleasure.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Curious Brain Thoughts.